right, today we're looking at discount. So yesterday we did the markup stuff, we did the tax, the tip, and remember yesterday we were multiplying and adding?
Yeah.
Or we were just doing the 1.0 whatever. Okay? Today we're doing discount. Okay, discount, so we're subtracting. A discount is the amount taken off an item, right? You guys know discount, you shoppers. All right, so discount or markdown. It's sometimes called markdown. The other one was markup. This is markdown. The amount by which the regular price is reduced. So remember, it's the regular price that we're reducing here. Okay? The amount by which the regular price is reduced. People think of discount as sale, right? The sale price. So if you want to just write the sale price because you know what that means, then you can write that. Okay, so right into an example. An iPhone charger is $22, but on sale for 25% off. What is the sale price? An iPhone charger is $22, but on sale for 25% off. What is the sale price? So all you have to do is you take the 25% and turn that into a decimal. Right? That's this over here. 25% equals 0.25. And you multiply that by the $22. And that equals $5.50 or 5.5, and I added the 0. Well, that's just the discount. So what's the actual price? How do we get the actual price, Jimmy? Not add. What do you do, Logan? You want to say it? Subtract. Good. So remember, yesterday we were doing the adding, right? We're doing tips and taxes and markups. Now this is marked down, discount. So we're going less, right? Okay. So when you subtract 22 minus the 5.5, you get 16.5, but you need to make sure you put that as dollars, right? 16.50. We're dealing with money here, so the answers need to look like money. Okay? Not like decimals, but like money. So basically 2 steps, right? Multiply and then subtract. And it's like that every time. Multiply, subtract. All right, let's try another one. Example 2. A toy is $70, but on sale for 10% off. What is the sale price with tax? With tax. Okay, so first I'm going to show you the 10% off, and then I'll show you when I added the tax. But first what you do is you take the 10%, and remember 10% is 0.1, right? So that's pretty easy. And a lot of you guys are like, I don't really need to multiply. I already know 10% of 70 is 7. Raise your hand if you already know that. You can do those 10%s and you can do those 50%s and stuff like that, right? Yeah. But I'm just showing you where it comes from, okay? But if you know that in your head, fine. Okay, so the discount's $7. Then I subtract. This is the stuff you guys, a lot of you do this in your head, right? You're like $7 off of 70 is 63. Okay, and then the tax is going to be 7%. That'll be given to you. So I take the 63, right? So after I subtracted, then I multiply by the tax. 7% is 0.07, but remember the shortcut is to put the 1 in front. Remember that from yesterday? So then I get my new total. I'll let you guys get caught up in writing there. Okay, so first we get the discount. subtract, and then we multiply by the tax. Okay? So when you get problems like this, they're multi-step. You need to know, what order do I do this in? Do I multiply by the tax and then do the discount? No. You do the discount and then the tax. So someone that knows, raise your hand and tell me what would happen if I multiplied by the tax first and then I did the discount. What would happen to the original price? Or the sale price now, the sale price. Would it be more or less, depending on what I do first? Logan, what do you think?
It'd be more because it's a higher price to start off with, because you take off the percent.
Yeah, because you're adding that 7% to the higher price, right? So if you did the tax and then the discount, you're going to get it wrong. You're going to get a higher price. Okay? So why is it important to know this? I know a lot of people say, well, there's cash registers and there's computers that do this now. Why is this lesson important for you to know and understand? Okay? Zach?
This is not what he asked, but...
Okay, well then hold on. I'll come back to you. What? Yeah, so you're not getting ripped off, I heard you say. Do you think that business owners would try to rip you off?
Yeah.
You bet. Yeah. So be careful, because that's what people are trying to do. And if you don't understand the math and the reason behind it, you're going to get ripped off in life, aren't you? You have to understand the math behind it. Now, Zach, you had a question?
Yeah, like, what are you doing down there? Then it's like, then you do...
Oh, then you add the tax, then plus tax. This is then plus tax.
So the tax would be...
Yeah, the tax is the 7%, so that's the 1.07.
I see.
Okay? Good. Questions over here? Anastasia?
Like, haven't you ever, like, you're at the store and they told you to buy still one item?
Yes? So you have to be checking your receipts, right? What else, Abby?
No, I have a question. How do you find the tax to multiply?
Well, this one, it would be given to you. Like, it would say 7% tax or something. I was just abbreviating the problem for you guys. Okay, so here's another one. Example 3. A cell phone is on sale for 30% off. If the sale price is $239.89, what is the original price? I'll let you write it down and think about it for a minute, because this is different now. The cell phone is on sale for 30% off. If the sale price is $239.89, what is the original price? This has a different setup, doesn't it?
Can you zoom in?
I can. It's too. I'm sorry. I will definitely zoom it in. Is that better?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. So a cell phone, we know that it's 30% off and we know the sale price. What do we not know?
The original price.
Okay, and in these ones we were finding the discount, right? We were finding the discount. We took the original price multiplied by the discount. I don't have the original price. So this is an algebra problem now. So what I do is I figure out, okay, if it's 30% off, I first can subtract that from the 100%, because now I know I'm paying 70% of the cost. Okay? So that's step 1. You subtract whatever percent they give you from 100. We'll zoom it in again. Sorry, I wrote small. I was trying to fit it all on one page for you guys. So that's step 1. Subtract whatever percent off from 100. And then you take that 70% is going to be our 0.7. Okay? So now this is what you do. This is the algebraic kind of problem. I take the $239.89, which is my discounted price, right? I set that equal to the 0.7 from the 70% times the original price, which I don't know yet. So in algebra, we would just call this a variable, right? Maybe x, y, z, something like that. Do you know how to solve for the original price when you have something times something over here? You know? What do? You divide. Do you guys know that? So you were used to seeing things like 7a equals 21, right? And then you would find a by dividing 7 into 21. You did this last year probably and the year before. Okay, so that's what we do. We have to divide 0.7 into the 239.89. So you divide, and that will give you the original price of 342.70. So divide this number by 0.7, and that gives you the original price. If you multiply this by the 0.3 because you forgot to subtract, you're going to get a much bigger number. So make sure you subtract that 100 minus whatever the percentage is first. Okay? If they're asking you for the original price on a discounted item, should you always get a bigger number? Yes. The original price should be more than the discounted price, right? However, this is another way stores rip us off, right? They mark up the price and then they say it's on sale. Okay, any questions on that? That is algebra right there. It doesn't look like algebra, but it is. Yes?
Like that happened to my mom when she was buying things for my brother. They bring up the price $5 and then say it's on sale and bring off $5.
Right. They mark it way up and then they think they say original price 80, and it's not. The original price is like 50, right? They do that to you. That's how all those stores stay in business. Okay. Here we go. We are doing 2 sections today. So that is the end of that one, and now we're doing simple interest, which is pretty simple, just like the title says. Simple interest. Who likes to make money in here? Good. You'll like this lesson then. Simple interest. Okay, so I'm first going to define the simple interest for you guys, which states that, well, let's go to principal first because you need to understand principal. So principal is the amount of money deposited or borrowed. Okay? And then we'll talk about the simple interest. But the principal is the amount of money deposited or borrowed. So this is either the money you put in the bank or the money you borrow from the bank. It's too far zoomed in, huh? How about that? The amount of money deposited or borrowed. So the amount that you put in the bank or the amount you borrow from the bank, okay? Or credit cards or something like that. That's what principal is. It's spelled the same as like Principal Pagani, but it's a different principal, okay? All right, so simple interest is the amount paid or earned for the use of the money. Simple interest is the amount paid or earned for the use of the money. So when would you get paid in simple interest? When, Corey?
Where's your job?
Well, of these two, though, of deposited or borrowed? Don't know? Which one? Deposited or borrowed would you get paid? Rebecca?
Borrowed.
Borrowed, you'd get paid? Michael?
Deposit.
Good, deposited. Does anyone here have a savings account? Okay? Now, we don't get paid a lot on our savings accounts, but if you put money in the bank, they're going to give you a tiny percentage every month on the amount you have in there. So the more money you have, the more money you get paid, right? The percentage doesn't change, but the amount changes. And then when would you earn? I think I just mixed that up, didn't I? Did I say paid first?
Yeah.
Oh. Paid is what you said, right? Interest, or you said. Do you know what interest is? Yeah? Have you guys ever seen a commercial for a credit card and they're like 0% interest or 20.99% interest? Or maybe in the mail, they come all the time, the junk mail. That's the part where you have to pay out. Okay? Alright, so let's look at the next thing here. Here's a formula. It's a really simple formula. And this is for simple interest. I realize they're all letters and you're like, what? It's I equals P times R times T. And this is what each one of them mean. Okay? Interest is I. P is principal. R is rate. And T is time. Does this look familiar to you from 6th grade?
Yeah.
Good. Way to go, 6th grade teachers. Simple interest. Okay, so we have I is interest, P is principal, R is rate, and T is time. What will rate be in? What kind of numbers are we looking at, Taylor? Percents. Good, so we'll change them to decimals. Okay, we're always changing to decimals here. So the rate is going to be some sort of decimal. All right, so, oh, Devin's in this example. Look at that. Didn't know you were so popular, huh, Devin?
Devin has money?
Devin puts, he does, $580 into a savings account. Must have been after his birthday or something. The bank pays him 3%, which is pretty good. Simple interest. How much will he earn in, and I'm going to give you the first one, 5 years. So we're going to calculate after 5 years. If you just leave that money in there, puts nothing else in the bank, but just leaves the money in there for 5 years. Yes, sorry. 5 years. So do we know the I? No. Do we know the P?
Yes.
The P is the 580. Do you know the R?
Yes.
What's the R?
The 3%.
Yeah, which is 0.03. And what's the T? 5 years. So here we go. We have the I, we don't know, the 580 times the 0.03 for 3% times the 5, and that equals $87. Look at that. Devin can just make $87 for putting his money in the bank for 5 years. Pretty sweet, right? Now, what happens if you don't know how to turn your percent into a decimal here and you put 0.3? It makes it a lot bigger, and Devin thinks he's rich, and then he goes to the bank and finds out he's not. Huh? So be careful. It's 0.03. All right. What about if he only puts it in the bank for 6 months? Because he's like, I'm just 6 months, and then I'm getting my new Xbox. So 6 months. That's all I can give you. 6 months. I don't know, maybe. So here's how we do this one. 6 months. Okay, so we still do the 580, we still do the 0.03, but the time changes. Why did I put 0.5 right here? Yeah.
Well, because it, like, 6 is like half of the month is 12.
Yeah, 6 over 12 is 0.5, right? Half? It's half a year. Do you see where I got 0.5? If you don't, I wrote it there for you. Half a year is 0.5. So if he just leaves it for 6 months, he's going to make $8.70. Still not bad, right? Free money. Free money. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys one to try in your notes here. You try this one. I give you that the principal is $15.60, the rate is 2.5%, and the time is 3 years. And I want you to tell me what the simple interest will be. Okay, we'll try that one. Just plug these in. Yep. So raise your hand when you think you have the answer. Give me about 30 more seconds. All right. So we have I is 1560. I'll write this out for you. Or sorry, not I. P is 1560. So I equals 1560 times, what is the rate, you guys? 0.025. Good. Times the time, which is 3. Okay, so who had this? Olivia, what'd you get? Good. Did you guys all get $117?
I did.
Good. Raise your hand if you got $117. Good. Okay, so as long as you did the 0.025, you should get it right. If you put 0.25, that's 25%. That's not right, is it? Okay. So be careful. Okay, here we go. Here's another example for you. A little different. That one was money earned. Here's money paid. And this also, one of our classmates ended up in this one, I think. So let's see. All right. So move it up. So Josh M., he borrowed $6,300. Do you remember this, Josh, when you did this? From the bank to buy a sweet ride Chevy. Well, he forgot he didn't like Chevy when he bought this. So he bought a Chevy. And the interest rate was 6% a year. How much interest will he pay in 2 years? Okay, so 6% for 2 years at a $6,300 loan. Does the equation change? No, which is great, right? And so basically it's still the I equals PRT. And we do the 6,300 times 0.06 for the 6% times 2 for the 2 years. And this is how much he'll have to pay on top of what he already borrowed, right? He's going to pay $756 in interest. This is how the banks make their money, right? They loan you money at 6%, and then if you put your money in the bank, they'll give you 0.0003% or something interest. That's how they make their money. But maybe Josh, he was smart, and later you might have sold the Chevy for a profit, right? When you got a Ford. No? What would you get? Toyota? No? Go-kart? Motorcycle? Ferrari? I could see him in a Bugatti. Definitely. How about one of those McLarens where the doors go up like this? All right. Now that you're talking about cars, oh boy. All right, here we go. Shh. You guys, I want you to try this one right here, okay? So this is a $425 loan or credit card bill or anything. This is a amount borrowed. Shh. Maybe this is a trip to Macy's, okay? $425 on your credit card, 9.9% interest, and 1 month. Okay? In 1 month, how much would this be? This is tricky because just like the little hint was, remember we did half a year? This is 1 month. This is part of the year. What is 1 month? You have to figure that out. 1 month. How many months in a year? 12. How do you show 1 month of that? 1 over 12. Question? Oh, you already got the answer? Okay. So this is how you set this up. Here's the hint. 1 month is 1/12 years. 1/12. So we should do 425. Well, let's do I equals. Times, what's the interest? 0.099. Good. Times the 1 over 12, which you could figure out the decimal for. Did anyone figure out that decimal? What's the decimal for 1/12? 0.08. So this right here is 0.08. Okay? So you have to go 425 times 0.099 times 0.08. Raise your hand if you think you got it. Rebecca, what'd you get?
$3.41.
What'd you get?
$3.41.
So, no, I see what you did. You said $3.41. It's $3.51, but this is how much the bill would be, right? Okay? So you got, you should get, yeah, I'll move it.
Wait, did you move the decimal over 2 places?
I got $3.49.
Okay.
Because I got 420 and 75 cents.
Okay, raise your hand because when you're all talking at once, I can't help you. But here's the discrepancies. If you do 1 over 12 in the calculator, it probably goes a few digits out, right? So if you take the exact number and multiply it through, you're going to get 51. But if you don't, if you like round it, you're going to get a little bit different number. So if you got close, like say you got 49 to 51 cents right there. Did anyone get something different though? You did? What'd you get?
I got $3.36.
Yeah.
36?
Yeah.
With these numbers?
Yeah.
Then the book might be wrong. Could be wrong. Okay? Just as long as you know that you're going to pay more, right? You're going to pay more. If you borrow money, you're going to pay more. Okay. How much they're going to pay at the end of the month. All right. So here's the last one I want you guys to try. I believe this is the last one. Let me peek. Yes. Okay? We have a principal of 2,600. This is the last one. A time of 3 years, and I know that interest is $3.90. What am I missing here?
The rate.
The rate. So it's an algebra problem. Okay, so what is the rate? What is the rate? Here's a hint. Here's how you set it up if you're lost. Some of you got it already, but we're solving for a rate. So we're given the I, we're given the P, we're given the T, but not the R. What is the rate? Okay, so we go from here. We have to take the 2,600 times 3, right? We all did that? I kind of moved things around to make it a little easier for me. Some people might do this. Some people might use parentheses. They're a good idea to use in algebra. So I do 2,600 times 3, and I get 7,800. So far, so good? How do I solve for R? Who knows? Taylor, what do I do? Divide. Divide what by what?
780 by 380.
The other way around. 390 divided by 7,800. Like this. Like that. Okay? And who thinks they got the correct answer? Ooh, a lot of you. Nick, what'd you get? 5%? Did you get the answer as 5% or did you get a decimal first? Good. And how'd you know to change the decimal? And you knew you had to have an answer in percent?
Yeah.
Good job. So you get 0.05, and you know you're looking for a percentage, right? Questions?
I did something different. I just divided 390 by 2, and then I divided that I got from that by 2,600.
You divide 390 by 2?
Yeah.
By 2?
3.
Oh, by 3. Okay. That's fine. It worked, right? Question?
I got 20%.
Did you get 7,800 right here?
I multiplied 2,600 by 3, and I got 7,800, and then I divided that by 390 and got 20%.
I think what you did was you divided 7,800 by 390.
Yeah, that's just.
Switch them around.
That is what I did.
Yeah. So you entered this one first, the 390, and then that one. Okay? Any other questions? You guys think you can do this stuff? You guys think that you can figure out how much money you're going to make? I hope you're not in this category in life where you're borrowing money all the time, right? We want to be on the other side where we're making money.
Yeah, we don't want to be like John.